Hello, I'm Andrew from Seoul Law Group, and we are an English-speaking law firm based in Seoul. In today's video, we'll have a look at the defamation laws in Korea. Defamation or slander laws in South Korea are very different from those in other countries. Any words, even if it's the truth, harming another can be considered illegal and may be punishable with fines. In most Western countries, there is only civil liability for defamation, whilst in Korea, there is a civil liability and can be criminally punished. This video will give you a brief overview of what defamation laws in Korea entail, when to hire a criminal defense lawyer, and much more. Defamation laws in Korea. Defamation in Korea refers to any reputational damage inflicted on a person, even if the statements are true. Defamation laws are not only limited to living people, but can also be about dead people. It is vital to know that being sued for defamation in Korea can lead to both civil and criminal liability. People charged for defamation can receive up to 7 years in prison or pay a fine. If you're non-Korean, this might lead to deportation. The amount of defamation reports have increased over 40% since 2000, and so have the actual lawsuits and imprisonments. Defamation can be subdivided into criminal, civil, and the Network Act. There are 2 requirements needed to be charged with defamation. 1. The perpetrator must allege the facts or false facts which can hurt the victim's reputation. And 2. The allegation must be made publicly. Publicly means that the perpetrator must tell the story to many people. For instance, if the perpetrator told their story to only 1 or 2 people, and those 1 or 2 people could be trusted to keep the secret, they were parents or spouse of the victim, then it can't be defamation. But even if the perpetrator told their story to only 1 or 2 people, it can still be defamation if there was a possibility that those people would spread the story to many other people. According to Article 308, dead people can also be the victim of defamation, but only when the alleged fact is false. For instance, there was a case where the perpetrator claimed that the victim only faked their death to run away from their death, while the victim was really dead, and the court found the perpetrator guilty of defamation of dead person. Defamation through printing materials is basically the same with the normal defamation, except for 2 things. 1. It is done by printing materials such as newspaper, magazine, radio, book, etc. And 2. It is done with special intention to defame the victim. This gets punished more severely than the normal defamation because of its method. The printing materials doesn't exactly need to be newspaper, magazine, radio, but it should be at least function like those published materials. For instance, if the perpetrator distributed a couple pages of paper handouts to the people on the road, it can't be defamation through printed materials. In that case, the perpetrator will be punished with normal defamation. According to Article 310, there are 2 conditions to justify the defamation. 1. The alleged story must be true, and 2. The act was solely for the public interest. However, according to the Supreme Court of Korea, the alleged fact doesn't always have to be true. If the defendant believed it to be true, and there's a good reason to believe it, that would fall under Article 310. Also, it doesn't have to be solely for the public interest, because according to the Supreme Court, even if the perpetrator has a personal reason, their personal grudge against the victim, to spread the story, their action can still be justified if their main reason was for the public interest. For instance, there was a case where a male professor raped a female student. Then, the women's rights groups posted the rape incident on the internet in order to urge the school to punish the professor and prevent reoccurrence of such incidents. The professor sued the women's rights group for defamation, but the court declared them innocent because their alleged fact was true, and they did it for the public interest. Defamation in Korea under the Civil Act. Victims can file a lawsuit and ask for damage compensation, as defamation is related to social deterioration in terms of someone's character, reputation, credit standing, personality, and more. That is why Korean Civil Acts prepare a special rule for defamation. Usually, when a person causes damage to another property by an unlawful act, they should make compensation with money. But according to the Article 764 of Civil Act, the court can order the person to take a suitable measure to repair the damage aside from monetary compensation. under the Network Act. Act on Promotion of Information and Communications Network Utilization and Information Protection, etc. Or simply Network Act also stipulates the description and punishment of defamation happens online. One of the most frequent types of defamation is through social media and online networks. This includes writing bad reviews about products and services, leaving malicious comments to another person. A huge majority of defamation police reports come from online gaming incidents, and of all the games, League of Legends is involved in almost half of the cases. Players being verbally abused by teammates or opponents often report to the police, and there are even settlement fee hunters who enter games with the intention of being insulted by other players. These players are mostly teenagers, and their parents must often agree to a settlement instead of having the case go to trial. Defamation defense lawyer in Korea. If you're being sued for defamation, especially as a non-Korean, it is highly recommended to seek professional advice from an experienced defamation lawyer in Korea. Aaron Hong from Seoul Law Group is a specialized criminal defense attorney certified by the Korean Bar Association. The lawyers at Seoul Law Group speak fluent English and are highly experienced when it comes to criminal cases like defamation. They'll be able to assist you in your case and receive the best possible outcome for you and your visa status. Controversy regarding defamation laws in Korea. Many are opposed to the strict defamation laws in South Korea as it limits the freedom of speech, and it is often used by people with power to limit public debate, stifle criticism, and silence those with less influence. The Human Rights Committee, Human Rights Council, and UN have expressed their concerns about the volume of defamation lawsuits in Korea and are pushing the Korean government to align the Korean laws in line with international laws regarding freedom of speech. Well, I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions or concerns about defamation laws in Korea, let us know in the comment section below, and you can find more information on seullawgroup.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on that notification bell for more Korean law videos, and we hope to see you next time.